Hey, you guys, welcome back to another review of Family or Fiancé. So this is going to be a 2-for-1 because we missed last Saturday because we was traveling. So we're going to do 2 videos in one. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it.
We keep it real. Expressing how we feel. Whoa. So come on in and sip some tea. Join the KOED family. We're about relationships and review. Making it fun just for you. Go with God, let God go with you. It's time for Courtney and Eddie.
I always put God first. What's up, KOED fam? Welcome back to another video of Courtney and Eddie. I'm Eddie, aka E-Dub, just my lovely wife.
Courtney, also known as Coco.
This is Courtney and Eddie. This channel is all about relationships, reviews, and entertainment. And tonight, today,
You can
daytime.
say night's always night, honey.
Yeah, that's right.
With us.
Yeah, we live in 24-hour darkness. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Family or Fiancé Part 1, I guess. That's what you want to call it.
The first one, yeah, with Donzella and Paul. So, yes.
Godzilla and Paul.
I know, right? So, if this is your first time joining this channel, you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you're watching us on Facebook, which you're probably not, I'm sorry, just used to saying it. Make sure you hit like and follow. And on all social media sites, retweet, share, comment, like it, push it up in the algorithm, honey. Some of y'all dislike it, honey. You can blink and you're going to dislike it, but that's okay. It pushes it in the algorithm as well.
Who are you? Who are you? We can post the most positive thing we can find, and you still give it a thumbs down. Why? You hate us that much? Is your life that miserable?
But they must have had the notification on because
every time, it popped and first thumbs down
in a matter of seconds. But anyway, honey, we leave that negative energy over there. So don't forget that we do have a Patreon account, and make sure that you join our Patreon, patreon.com/KOURTNEY. All of that's in the description below. And yeah, we posted, if you are a Love and Marriage Huntsville watcher, then we did post some of my videos that I hadn't posted videos yet, but yeah, I did go live for a minute. But we did post some photos that we took with some of the castmates on last night. So yeah, that's why this video late, honey, because we get into about 2 in the morning. Okay,
2 in the morning.
Yes. So we're actually gonna go live one day this week, and just kind of give you a recap and review on the party. Okay. All right.
Party over here. Party.
All right. Let's get into it because some of y'all already cussing and fussing. Some of y'all, I don't want to talk about it. I don't watch that show. All right. Let's get into it, honey. I heard you from the computer screen, from your phone. So it's Donzella and Paul. Child, they need therapy. Anyway, so it seems as though they met because she's an entertainer and he is a retired entertainer attorney.
I don't know what kind of entertainment she does.
I think she said she want to be on TV, she want to act or something like that or whatever.
I guess it's been panning out. We still haven't seen her on TV yet.
Her face looks familiar now, but who knows?
Tyler Perry plays.
Bad wigs. Not saying her wig was bad, but anyway, it seems as though they have been together 4.5 years to 5 years. She is it seems that his family does not accept her, so that's the issue. And her ex-husband introduced her to Paul. So it seems as though, she was an entertainer. She was looking for somebody as far as a entertainer attorney or somebody kind of get her in certain doors. So her ex-husband introduced her to Paul. And it seems as though, just kind of give a recap of their issue, it seems as though there was some lines blurred and crossed. They both were married, and it seems as though they were spending so much time together till the ex-husband was like, listen, I think you cheating. He went to his wife and said, I think they cheat. And they both just pretty much divorced them, and here they are together. Ain't that how you got it?
Yeah. I think you hit it precisely on the head. It's just like the way they met was under shady, aka DC terms right there because the lines was too closely,
Blurred.
too closely blurred. You know what I'm saying? It's like the husband now, which I don't know how the husband knew his wife. You know what I'm saying? It was just like it made for a messy situation.
Yeah.
Now people really don't believe how they met was in good intentions. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because you know it was just bad.
Yeah.
It was just real bad. And to come to find out, they was kind of feeling each other before they got their divorce from the exes.
Right.
And because this is a picture where she hadn't got to yet.
Yeah.
That he posts or she posts that she
I ain't got to it yet.
yeah, she
I
cut
ain't
me
got
off.
to it.
And
I ain't
I
got
can't
to
tell
it.
y'all.
You finna get a whole recap. Out
You gonna try
30
bam,
seconds.
bam, video over with, man.
Okay, so before we get into that part, it seems as though his sisters are coming and his sisters do not like her. So one of his sisters doesn't have a close relationship with him, but it seems like all the sisters come together. They don't like her because they feel like she was the I wouldn't say she's the cause of the divorce.
They just met under bad, shady circumstances.
And they're not being honest
Right.
on how they,
Because one of the sisters, I think it's Alexis. She's a big, she's big on marriages. You know what I'm saying? She's big on people cheating, not cheating. You know what I'm saying? So she's a big proponent of being together in a marriage, a good marriage.
Yeah.
And she felt like she was being used as a cover for him to go out there and hook up with Godzilla. A dog, what? Donzella.
I don't know what them names
How
combined.
you name? Maybe it's a stage name.
Nah, it's too close to Godzilla.
Corzella. What?
It's too close to Brazilla.
What's that woman from 101 Dalmatians? Corolla. What's her name?
Because you tell the other stuff.
Cruella
DeVille.
Cruella DeVille.
How is that too close?
I don't know.
He got 3 sisters. He has that is coming. Alexis, Demetrius, I think that's her name.
And
Demetrius and Rhonda. And so then on his side, you have the nephew, the son, and the friend.
Now, on her side.
Huh?
On her side.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. On her side. So now the issues that they have, basically the sisters feel like that there's some lines that have been, blurred and crossed, but they want a better relationship with their brother. As far as her side, they just want their mom to be happy, to make sure she's in a good place. And the nephew said that he felt like they should have stayed as business partners and then not even got together. But anyway. All right, so let's go on to the games that they have to do. So now what Tracy wants them to do is to basically do a timeline on how they met.
That timeline was so jacked up when it compared to one another, man. He was off like years, not months, but years. Like one said they met in 2017, the other one said they met in 2018. It's like, man, they just could not get their story together.
They met, okay, so like she said,
you're gonna go down the timeline, ain't you? You're gonna do the timeline.
But when you talk about they met in she said 2016, he said 2014.
14?
Yes.
Me?
That's a long.
It depends. They might have a different definition of meeting. Maybe he passed by and saw, hey, how you doing? That's his definition of meeting. And her definition of meeting is like, hey, how you doing? My name, and that's her definition of meeting. So that's 3 years 3 years apart. So that timeline really don't make sense.
Okay, excuse me. Like even with us,
we met.
Sometimes you may forget the months, granted, but you should get them years. You should know when you got engaged. You should know when you met. You should know when you got a divorce from your spouse. You should know you should know that. I don't care. They ain't been together no 20, 40, 50 years for them to forget that part.
But then again, I do kind of miss your birthday up sometimes. It'd be off like a day.
So it seems as though, they got, and I wanted them to really go in and discuss the timeline, like put them side by side.
That's what I thought. I thought when Tracy called them back into the room that she gonna have like a whiteboard up there with the timeline. So explain this to me, y'all. How y'all got y'all timeline so jacked up? Y'all off years. It's not even close.
Not even.
So me personally, yeah, I think they were messing around before they got divorced.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think they was messing around before they got separated. I think they were still together with their spouses when they were messing around. Especially when she said they took that picture and they were still with their spouses.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You don't do that, man. Can I talk about the picture now?
Well, let me see. So, Donzella said that it ain't nobody business.
Ain't nobody business.
You was not there. So
you
she
wasn't
talked to
there.
the sister. Alexis said, I am done. I am walking away, because they were sitting down having a conversation. And so Alexis is really adamant about, like, I don't need a timeline, child. I was there. I know time, everything y'all did, you know, before you even came into the picture. I know.
It sounded like Alexis' mind was already made up when she first got to the house.
Yeah.
You know, that she didn't want nothing to do with Donzella.
Yeah.
That's her name?
That's it.
Donzella. I still can't believe somebody named that.
I can't either.
So and she's an older woman too.
Yeah, it gotta be.
I think it's a stage name.
No, I think it's a mix of, you know, how they want to mix their dad.
Who name is Zilla then? Who name is Zilla?
It's probably the ending of a mom name and the beginning of a dad name.
Regardless, who ended that name was Zilla?
Donald, and then the ending mama was named Zilla.
Who? Zilla?
I'm just saying whatever. Conzilla.
Yeah, maybe she was a big Godzilla fan back in the day.
So yeah, Alexis was like, you know, so Donzella was just saying it ain't nobody business. Like, you know, you what you think you know, it ain't what you know. We was there, we was in it. So Alexis was like, listen, girl, let me get up and walk away. Because I felt like Alexis was about to hear.
You think so?
If she would have kept on talking, I felt like she was about to do that.
Because Miss Zilla, I don't call her Miss Zilla. Miss Zilla, like, she can kind of handle her own because she kept pushing them buttons with
She
Alexis.
kept pushing the buttons, but sometimes people push buttons cannot. They just mouth. So I felt like that Alexis was like,
they just what?
Mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
MOUF. Mouth.
Because we're what? Southern.
Southern, yeah. People somebody say, y'all ain't country. I thought about it. I said, you're right. We have a Southern dialect, okay? Because I don't go out there, you know, hunting. I don't go out there, you know, hunt down my own food. I don't shoot squirrel. I don't do all that.
Yeah. So Alexis was saying that she was pro-marriage. And anyway, but she walked away in that instance. So anyway, so let's move to the dinner because we, you know, moving fast because it seemed like everything was just about the same thing. We just want to get to the timeline. So Donzella said that she wants to talk to Alexis again. Alexis was like, for what? I ain't got nothing to talk to you about. I told you I'm pro-marriage. I think that y'all blurred the lines. And what is it that you want to talk about? She said, no, I just want you to talk. Let's hash it out. Let's hear your voice. She said, I don't want to talk. And I'm saying, Alexis, why are you on the show? Because this is called therapy, really. And you need to talk it out. But she feel like that her anger going to get the best of her. And she going to end up doing something she going to regret.
And she did. And she did do something that she regretted because she was mad. In the past, when she sent that text, she got so angry, she blanked out and sent a text and called Donzella a name. Go ahead.
You want me to go a little bit? Because you jumped down to the bottom of the
it was kind of connection to her anger. That's why I brought that up.
But
it was.
It go in the sequence.
But it's still a connection to the anger.
I got you, baby. It's all right. Don't you get angry.
I'm saying you're texting me.
We're going to say, you loved me. All right. So anyway, so she really truly didn't want to talk about it. So the sister just like, stop picking with her. Like, let this woman leave. Like, let her go. And then the son jumped in. Why is y'all bullying my mama? Y'all must be jealous of her. Why we always gotta go to that? It be some deeper issues. Like, why we always gotta go because somebody is arguing with us? Jealous of what? I'm trying to see. Jealous of what?
Because her name Donzella.
I guess. And so anyway.
I don't want a name like that. A cool name. I do. Eddie don't sound cool.
So, of course, nothing was hashed at the dinner but them eating. So, Tracy is talking to them the next day. And Tracy said, I don't care about, really and truly, your family don't care about the timeline. They don't. They just don't believe y'all. So it don't matter if I guess you break it down and say y'all met in this and it went that. Regardless of what you say, they don't believe. They don't believe that y'all telling the truth. So she said, "Well, let's talk about this body paint, thing situation that took place."
The picture. But apparently, she needed what's the name? Her fiance, Paul. She needed Paul to kind of give her some connections to somebody that has, that did body paint. So he found the connection. So he hooked them up together so she can, they can do the body paint on her. So as she was getting the body paint done in the studio, I guess she was naked, because when you do body paint, you got to be basically nude. And they took a picture. Now, mind you, now they are still married to their exes. Okay, they took a picture together with her boobs out, one of her boob out, and he was like, got his face next to a boob. And to me, if I was a married man, and if my wife allowed another man to do that, oh yeah, it would be, man, y'all, it'd be a nuclear World War V up in this camp, man, because I would have been highly upset. Because to me, that's straight up disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Donzella, at first, she didn't think nothing was done. She didn't think nothing was wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? She thought it was all good. And Tracy asked her, I said, okay, you feel like it, it was fine to do that, but let the shoe be on the other foot. Let your husband be in that picture with another woman doing that. How would you feel? Do you think it would be okay for him to do that? And she said, no. Now you see what they were talking about. There was some feelings, a connection there while y'all still married to y'all exes. That's why the family feel like y'all have infidelity before y'all got your divorces. Then finally Donzella kind of realized that, yeah, I guess you're right, because that I won't want my husband to do what I just did. So yeah, that's all that picture, man.
To me, in my opinion, Donzella was full of it. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was being very passive aggressive when she was telling Tracy. She was almost trying to fluff Tracy. You know what I'm saying?
And Tracy called her out.
Yeah, she wanted Tracy to believe the lie, but Tracy was like, no. So you lied, because initially when y'all saw each other, y'all was attracted to each other, because even this me, the time y'all spent together, the times that he wanted to slip away and use his sister as bait to say, I'm going
I gotta go
over.
see my sister's house, but going over to see Donzella. I don't mean to cut you off, man. I know I did, and it's fine. What I was trying to say is, man, why put yourself in that position? Okay, did his wife put him out?
Yep. And
you crying about your wife putting you out, but you put your own self in that position, dude. You feeling Donzella, it's just like, I don't get it, man. But you want to blame everybody else when everybody caught you out on your BS. Oh, I almost cussed.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Paul, Dr. Romy, I think that's her name, Romy or Romeli or something like that.
It must be cold up in the hills up there in California. Yeah. You notice that too? They had the blankets on.
Or maybe they filming when it's a little colder.
Or they by the water. The water brings. That's right. My theory works. We tried that one, California. But Leah said my theory, it works.
We didn't try it out, though.
But it was true though.
But we didn't try it out.
I know, but it's true.
Well, we know that because when we go to the beach, it be cold.
Somebody questioned me about my theory.
The question was the ocean was far away. It wasn't right there. But anyway, so they talking, and it's Paul and his sister. So it seems as though they need
family therapy,
right? Paul said that he first wanted to acknowledge and apologize that in his mind he thought that cheating meant intimacy. He didn't know that cheating meant that you spending much time with another person that's considered as cheating. I was like, child,
I know you're not that naive, brother. Yeah. I know you're not that. I know you're not that naive, my brother. Because cheating don't mean you got to have sex with somebody. Cheating could be meaning spending time with somebody else other than your spouse. Showing somebody else your interest, man. Inboxing somebody. Holding intimate conversations with somebody. That is considered infidelity. That is considered cheating. You gotta be close to 40, my man. How can you believe that?
It's
It
called.
don't make no sense.
You try not to let me get my word.
No, man, cause it's just I know he's not that naive. I know, man, cause that's a bad example set to you set for other younger kids, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's called emotional cheating. Let's put a name to it, because when you're texting, talking, and you're getting emotionally involved into a person, that's called emotional cheating. And it's not so no, you just pretty much you did what Donzella did. You fluffed people up to make them believe a lie, and then nobody want to believe the lie, and you want to say, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I was ignorant to think that cheating it's only when you're intimate with each other." Yeah, please. So anyway, the sister took his little his fake ignorance apology. So
I think one sister really didn't do it. I forget her
yeah,
name.
the one at the end.
Yeah,
Jen.
she said she ain't
I think
buying that
Alexa
crap.
just did it for the sake of
Right.
peace. But Alexa said that she's pro marriage, and she's not one that she didn't want to be in the middle of it, and she felt that she was used as a pawn, as we discussed, and said that it seems as though he was using Alexa to say, hey, tell his wife, me and my sister going over to this spot, we're going over that spot.
I don't blame Alexa being ticked off, man. Don't use me for your dirt. You know what I'm saying? Especially since she's pro marriage. No, man. I don't blame her being upset. I really don't.
And so he apologized for that. He said that that was not his intentions. Yeah. But he did apologize. She accepted the apology. So the doctor was saying that if you want a relationship with your sisters, then Donzella, which is going to be your wife, will have to, for the sake of you, come in the same space with your sister. She ain't saying you got to be chit chatting, but y'all got to be in the same space, because he was like, well, if I don't have to, I mean, if my wife don't want to come in that same space, then we can just FaceTime as sisters. The doctor said, no, that's not going to work, because you're catering to her and you're not putting your sisters up there. So no, Donzella have to be a big girl, put on her big girl panties, and she will have to come into the same spaces with your sisters.
So you either gonna throw your sisters on a phone screen. That's the only kind of connection you're gonna have with them, right? And I understand it's kind of tough to kind of decide between your spouse and your family. Because sometimes family don't accept your spouse. I get it, man. I understand. But man, you gotta find, like you just said, your spouse is gonna have to just compromise and just have to deal with it. If she loves you like she loves you, that's your family. You just tolerate it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be around people 24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get it?
We finished. So anyway, they were eating dinner.
They always eating.
I guess they were eating dinner again. I don't know. They sure weren't eating,
Well,
but I
I
guess
know,
they were
man.
eating dinner again. Huh?
Hey, you gonna
They there for 3 days and 2 nights, so I guess they
well,
got to eat twice.
so
So they eating dinner, and so Donzella bring up about the text messages and how she got a text message, or somebody brought it up about how she got a text message from Alexa saying that she was a MF.
Paul brought it up in the family meeting. He brought it up and said somebody texted her
and
came back up.
Alexa said, I did not do that. She said, that don't even sound like me. I don't say stuff like that.
I said, Alexis, you show. I was pulling for Alexis. I said,
Me
I
too.
feel
because you was like, bring the text
message. Show them the text, man.
Yeah, somebody probably got it. So Donzella was like, yes, you did. You called me a MF whore. And so she was like, no. If anything, I would have called you a B. So no, that doesn't even sound like me. No, I'm sorry. No, that's not me. So it was like, okay. I think the son got mad again, honey. He got up and walked.
I can kind of see the son why he did what he did. That's his mom. You know what I'm saying? He's going to defend his mom. So I get it,
So they showed Alexis in her room, and so she was talking to her sister. She said, listen, I went to Google, and I pulled up, and I typed in whore, and it seems like I did call her girl.
That Google search is something else, ain't it?
You can do that?
Yeah, I guess so.
And so anyway, so she looked in her Google, and she pulled it up, and she said, I guess I did. And actually, I was probably calling her what she was in that moment to me, and I got so mad and called her that. So that morning, she said, listen, Donzella, let me talk to you. She said, it was me. I do apologize for that, but yeah, it was me. So Donzella said, I appreciate your apology. Maybe we can just be in a better space and move forward.
That didn't work.
So they are at the blessing ceremony. It seemed like everybody gave their blessing because you like they get their blessing. This show is whack.
Yeah, after all they did and after all they said, I'm saying to myself, if everybody give them their blessings, I said something's really sketchy about this show. And it's like, yeah, again, yeah. Then one sister, she saved the show.
I think her name was Demetrius or Demetrius.
Yeah.
And she was like, listen, the jury's still out on this for me. And she said, but I do have to, build a relationship with.
And I think her answer to their blessing was a legit answer.
Yeah.
Because she said, I don't know you for 2 days. So I don't know you like that to give you my blessing, basically. So
but after it went off, they did say that Donzella and what's his name, Paul will be married or scheduled to get married. Their wedding will be 2023, and it seems as though Donzella is not interested in having a relationship with Alexis. So
the end.
Moving right along. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next one. And I'm going to put chapters in here so that people can watch, So let's move it on to the next one, which is Brandy and Akin. Child, a hot mess. Our theory, we finna give y'all our theory on who we think that Brandy really is and how this situation really went down, honey. So let me give you what they told us. She is a content creator. Okay.
Okay, my question.
Hold on. Let me throw this out there. Then we're gonna go back and do our. Okay. So she's a content creator. They've been together for 2 years. She's 37. He's 49. He has a 19-year-old son. It seems as though he don't want kids, but she do. Go ahead.
My question: she's a content creator, right? I guess that's a livelihood. What kind of content is it? Is it a foodie? Are you doing reviews? Or are you doing self-improvement?
Let's just call it what it is. Eddie thinks that she's an Instagram model.
Yeah, I don't keep it. You Instagram model.
Or let's do this one. Let's even go further. Fans, what they call
OnlyFans
page.
OnlyFans. You think it's OnlyFans?
I just threw that in there.
I just get her Instagram.
Yeah,
model.
I say Instagram model because
he went her DM.
Yeah, he met her on the DMs, and most of the time DMs me Instagram because Facebook got inbox. So, that's old. But anyway, so yeah, it seems as though she probably is an Instagram model, and I don't know why they didn't say that because they could have showed her pictures and stuff like that or whatever.
Because she said she's a content creator. I'm assuming if she was a foodie, TV show reviewer, or movie reviewer, something like that, they would have said, "Oh, she's a content creator. She reviews movies or she reviews like TV shows or." She's a foodie or self-improvement. Right. But all they did was say content creator and left it at that.
And that's what we are. You know what I'm saying? We content creators. But,
You're not going to see me on Instagram or booty cheeks hanging stuff like that. So
it seems as though when they sit down to talk to Tracy, they have been engaged for 7 months. He slid in her DMs. They have a long-distance relationship. He stays in Louisiana. She stays in Atlanta.
You know what? This whole relationship, in my opinion, had red flags.
Oh, yeah.
Red flags from the get-go. You slid in her DM. I'm just assuming she's an Instagram model. They live in different states.
Yep.
Long distance, okay? And she said they like their time apart.
They like their space.
I'm saying, okay, how y'all gonna have a child? Y'all like y'all space.
How y'all gonna be married and y'all like y'all space?
And turn around, he owns a restaurant in Louisiana, so he's gonna sell all his stuff to move to wherever she's at.
Atlanta. He said that he would do it. He'll move to Atlanta.
Yeah, but
so yeah, the fact is that and I use us for an example. Like when me and Eddie met and we started spending time together, the more time we physically spent together, more time we physically wanted to spend together. And I don't understand how they could really build a long-term relationship into marriage if they've never really spent long times physically being together. Because when she used the thing that we both like our space, I was like, how is that going to look in a marriage? You know what I'm saying? You can make it work, but y'all going to probably be on the other end of the house. And I don't know.
And here's the thing too, also with that. and you like the time apart. Y'all already in a long distance relationship. How are y'all gonna coexist when y'all around each other 24/7? Are y'all gonna be okay with that?
Right.
Are y'all gonna get tired of one another? So
that's a big thing,
Right.
you know, because a lot of people live in that virtual world. Like, okay,
Mhm.
we finna get married, now we're gonna come together, and it's gonna be lovely. When they're gonna be like, I really don't like being around him. Like, I like him better over the phone.
Why he's always farting around? I mean, stuff like that, because you're not around him physically all the time. You know, you like to say, when you long distance relationship, y'all can talk and FaceTime, y'all can click and y'all go in separate ways. But it's not gonna be like that.
It's kind of like when we watched this on a particular couple on 90 Day Fiancé. She didn't like when Mike had farted, and she didn't like he was nasty, his clothes be everywhere. That's because they spent so much time long distance that when they came together, she realized, I don't really like him. That stuff is a turnoff for me. Right. You know? Let's move on. So he's bringing his sister, nephew, and friend. And she's bringing her mom, her sister, and her best friend. It seems like his sister is concerned about the age difference. His nephew is
I think the baby thing.
The nephew is concerned about, like, your number one love is your son in your restaurant. Where do Brandy fit in this it? Right. I'm concerned, like, and then y'all want to have a baby, like, what is gonna fit in it? The friend, he said they not on the same page with the baby thing. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the friend.
Yes, I'm glad you brought it. How can you be almost 50 years old? This friend look like he's like his 20s. That don't look right. It just don't look right.
I don't understand.
Unless he's friend with your son, but it didn't say that. He's your friend.
Right. It just don't look right, because now he younger than your future wife. Right. Like, and this supposed to be your friend. Like, you couldn't find no other friend, or you ain't got no other. So do you just like hanging with young people? Like, what's your vibe? What's your game? I don't know. Are you you and the friend? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know, feel it in the you know what I'm saying? When you feel that you know what that means.
Could be anything.
They know what the mean. They know exactly what it means.
So mean you can just fill in the space.
Yeah. So is you and that friend? So yeah, like, what is it? So what's the deal? Because I'm not friends with nobody in their 20s. 19s or nothing, no teens or nothing. So I can't understand even the sit down conversations that we can have as a friend when he in his 20s, he look like it, and you in your 40s, almost 50.
Now I can just want to say this: when I was in the race car scene, we did have a lot of younger guys hanging around us, but they used to call us the old heads. So so they hang around us to learn things about racing. Right. But we weren't like friends like that, you know what I'm saying? It was like we trying to teach the younger generation how to,
and
in the racing scene.
You're not finna have them around you.
Right. Like, but to have him a friend that young and living that type of lifestyle, it's just kind of weird.
So let's move on. So her mom, she's concerned about her wanting to have children. He don't. Let's see. And the sister say, I'm concerned about him using the N-word, period.
Damn, that's what.
That's the out the gate with it, honey.
And I said, if he said that and you still willing to marry him, what's the deal? I said, it must be more than love for you to marry the man after you say the N-word around you.
And the best friend, she's concerned about the racial issues as well, and she's pregnant. So let's move on. So the family is showing up. So her family said that, we need to work on these racial issues and stuff, and the N-word. And when they was talking to him, and when they was outside at the table talking and stuff, or whenever. But he did explain that he's not black, he's not white, he's Turkish. So, but of course he looked like a Caucasian man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Turkish sometimes, when foreigners, like she said, foreigners don't understand how much weight that word can have. They don't understand the power, the hurt that word has, okay? Right. So they can throw it around kind of loosely, like, And for her, the fiance, to kind of be okay with it, kind of bothers me, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm saying, okay, you rather for a man to be kind of, first thing she said, well, he's not racist. Well, you might not be racist, but you can have racist ways, you know what I'm saying? And she's cool with it, Hey, sell your soul to the devil, I guess.
So as far as the game, so Tracy wants them to play games. When they sit down, let's talk about her sitting with his family. So he said that, the friend was concerned, the gay black friend, because that's the term he used. That's the
I
term
know he
used.
did, yeah.
That he said that, okay, this is the first time I'm hearing about him using the N-word and having racial things, that concerns me because I'm gay and I'm black. And so she was like, yeah, basically she wanted to say, child, ain't nothing to worry about, honey, he ain't racist, let's move
As
on.
long as you got that money, I can overlook the N-word.
Give me a baby, honey, I'm good.
So I get that baby, I got him for 18 years.
Mhm.
18 years.
He told her he would, she said that he told her he would have more kids, early in their relationship, if he met the right woman. She was like, listen, I'm the right woman. I got a ring on my finger, so what's the problem?
Apparently not.
The other friend said, I think the nephew said, well, he always expressed to me on one of my children. He don't. So, all of this is becoming a concern. When he was talking to her family, he said he never used the N-word. And he was getting real mad, like real irritated and agitated. And he said, whoever said that is a liar. And they was like, well, Brandon said it. He said, well, she's lying. I never used the N-word.
Yeah, that's when the sisters or the family members said, well, we need to talk to Brandon then, because she lied to us. We're going to, talk to her and get to the bottom of this. So.
And they knew that Brandon did not lie. Who makes up that about somebody, So they're having dinner, and the sister said she is concerned about the N-word. They came at his sister. She's concerned about, the N-word conversation, whatever. She said they came to this country and they struggled. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was so nice to them. That's not something that they would dare to use because they love everybody.
Now, let me go back to the sister. I think Akin, that's her name, Akin's sister. She, to me, the sister seemed like she was genuine. Yeah. And she seemed like a loving person because she started crying when
at the end.
Yeah, okay.
The sister asked, how did he use the N-word? This was her sister, and she. At that moment, he blows up because he was saying he didn't use it. And so she was like, well, he used it like, he didn't, she wanted to blow it off. He didn't really use it like that. He's not racist, so she was just, because it was giving more tension than I think she expected or wanted it to. And so he was looking at her. He said, I never use it. I never use it. And the camera spanned over there to him and he looked at her like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looked like he was a liar.
Yeah, I think he lied about that, but the problem is, I don't care if he lied about that or not. I don't care if he said it or not. I cared about she allowed him to say it and she's still willing to be with him, and overlooked it. That's my concern, you know what I'm saying?
He said, he told the family that, he never used it. He said his employees use it. They all black. And so that's probably where I guess she got this, that he used it from. How is, if Eddie used the word and I don't use the word, how is somebody going to say that Courtney used the word if Eddie used the word? No, he used the word. Call a thing a thing. How he used it, I don't know if he was like, what's up, man? I don't know if he used it in that way or however he used it, or if he used it in a very derogatory way.
Was it the ER or the GA? So that's a big, it's to me the same, but
it is the same. So, but anyway, so she said, well, let's talk about the baby thing too. So, I heard in conversation that you don't want to have no baby. Like, your answer is a hard no. And what's her name? Brandon looked at him and he said, no. That's when she blew up, honey. She didn't blow up about nothing else, but she blew up about that baby.
She said, oh, man, I can't have a baby by you. That means I can't lock you in for 18 years. Because the man apparently got some money, okay? So you can say the N-word. I don't care. But I can't have a baby by you. Oh, that's an issue right there.
That's a whole problem. And so he said, I did not tell you I wanted to have a baby. She said, now you're making me seem to be a liar. You're saying I'm a liar. I'm lying about you didn't say the N-word and you did. I'm lying about that. You said what?
And when she said that, you lied, about the N-word, you did, but you was willing to give him a pass on it.
Yeah.
But when it came to that baby, flipping tables over,
Yeah.
throwing things against the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, yeah. And so she said, I'm not finna be a liar. You're not gonna paint me to be a liar. And then before that, you asked me, was she scared of him? I said, not in that moment, honey, because she blew up and she told all his business as far as him being a liar. So anyway, so she was just like, I can't take it. So she walked off. Her mama went and checked on it. Later on, he came and checked on it. He hugged and stuff like that. And so okay, so let's move on to Tracy talking to them, and they said she basically saying, last night it seemed like everything didn't go well. Do they want to talk about it? She said, now as far as the N word, she said that's going to be a big blow up, so we're not going to talk about that because Tracy like, I'm black too, and honey, you're not going to have me in my feelings. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, she did not want to open that door. Because that's a door she didn't want to open because there's gonna be a long road behind that door.
Yeah.
So she didn't want no parts of it.
And two is one word against another on if he said if he's saying he didn't say it, it ain't too much more you can go with that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have him on tape or something. You're right.
So let's go. Tracy now you can explain this part when she was telling her about the baby and how he had the right to change his mind and all that stuff for them.
Basically when he first met what's her name?
Brandy.
When you first met Brandy, you know how you go on the first date, you'll tell a woman what she wants to hear, basically.
Yep.
And that's what he did. He told her, because she asked him, would you be willing to have a child? I guess on the first date, he said, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what she wanted to hear. But as time went on, he felt like he was getting older. He didn't want to have a child. So he basically was telling her throughout those 2 years that, no, I don't know if I want to have a baby. She kept asking him. He kept saying, I don't know. But to me, Brandon should have picked up on that, seeing that he started to backpedal or something. But she didn't do that. She was just still stuck on that first answer he gave her on the first date. Mm-hmm. She didn't realize that he was changing his mind throughout the 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. Well, man kept, when you asked the man the same question, and he said, I don't know, and I got to think about it. Just give me. He's trying to find a way out of that answer. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't pick up on that. And so yeah, and like Tracy said, people change. And yeah, he might have told you that 2 years ago, but throughout them 2 years, things happen and people change. And she asked, why did Akin change his mind? He said, because I'm getting older. He said, I'm 49, about to turn 50. He said he don't want to be no 70-year-old dad and his son like 20 years old, which I don't blame him. And now he wants to travel. He wants to do this. And like you said, babe, he's the type of father that he wants to be in that child's life. You know what I'm saying? Hands on. And Brandon is like, well, you can give me a baby. You can still do all this and do all that. He said he don't want to be that type of dad. He wants to be there with his child because he was like that with his first child. Mm-hmm.
So, and just pretty much recap the rest of it. But, Tracy wanted them to go to the beach. She basically wanted each one of them to talk to their family just to get their opinion on them. Should they have a baby? Should they not? Should they stay? Should they leave? And so Brandy was just like, having a child for her is very important. It's a non-negotiable. Regardless, she feel like this man is her soulmate. She feel like this man she can't see herself without him, yada, yada, yada. But she still wants to have a child. Her friend was like, let me tell you something. If you, the one that's pregnant, if you want to have a child, have a child. She said, I got 3 and I would encourage you, if you want to experience that, to experience it. Don't let nobody rob you of that, As far as him, he just, like what you were saying, he said that, he don't want to be 70 years old with a teenager. He don't want to be having a child this late in life. Now, let me give you my opinion on it. I think in the beginning, he said what he needed to say to get her. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that he changed his mind. I think his intentions was never to have another child, but he said what he wanted to say to get her or to just kind of go to the next level with her and say, oh yeah, I have a child for the right. A lot of men say that, but when you get him deep involved in it, then you don't. So in that time span, it seemed like both of them hoping that the other would change their mind about the situation, but everybody was still firm on their initial deep down belief. And so, like you were saying, I commend Akin.
Yeah, he didn't budge.
I commend Akin for taking the responsibility of, I don't just want to put a baby in you and go about my business and say, hey, I'm finna work it over here. I'm traveling here. How the baby doing? I'm gonna come home. Da 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 da. He didn't want to be that in and out dad. How many? It's a lot of dads that would just give a woman a baby or get a woman pregnant and don't think about, you need to be fully involved in that child. Like, it's not just the mom. It's not just for you to be the provider. It's not for you to just pay the bill, throw some shoes here and there. Even if you're married or not, it's for you to be in that child's life full time, just like that mama. And he said, I don't want to do that. I'm not that dad. And then the sister was like, yeah, because I think you need a child because it'll cause you to relax and push back some off of work so much, and you'll be more into that child's life, and it'll be, so the sister was like, this is what you need, and he was like, this is not what I want.
Right.
So, because I don't want, I knew it was going to be a full-time thing.
Right. And, like you said, I do, I commend him for doing that because, like you said, and he's not going to have that time to be a father and work on his, his business at the same time, And, and I don't know why Brandy, I know she's 37. I guess some women, they try to have a child before a certain age, what I'm saying?
Before 40.
Yeah, but the point is, this is what happens when you date an older guy. You know what I'm saying? Especially that big of an age gap, Some guys, when they get in their 50s, man, they already had, their child might be grown. They going to be empty nesters, man. And which, Akin, I think he said what he said to get the cookies, okay? And after he got the cookies and they started dating, like you said, babe, he was hoping she would change her mind about the baby, but she didn't. And she was hoping he was changing her mind about having one, and he didn't. And so I'm just saying, some women got to understand, if you want a child, you might have to date a man around your age.
And then you got to understand, women, you can't make a man, well, you can make a man change his mind about a child or your spouse. If you first initially dating, and if the man don't say, yeah, I would love to have kids, like I want to, because
some people do change though.
Yeah, they do. But shoot, sometimes anyway. But yeah, they do change.
They do change because hey, I didn't want to get married. I was firm believer I would never get married again, but changed my mind.
But being married and having a child, two different things.
No, sometimes you marry, it depends on the spouse. Dang, I married a grown child.
I say that all the time. All right, so let's move on.
It took me a while to catch that one. You son of a...
So it seems as though Brandy and Akin had a conversation. They sit down and talk, and he was like, listen, I want you to get what you want in life. And I'm telling you, I'm not having a child is not what I want in life. So basically, we need to go our separate ways. She teared up. She cried about it. So Tracy sat them down and said, listen, normally we had a blessing ceremony, but, it doesn't seem like you guys are going to go in that area. So, just go out there and tell your family that, y'all not going to get married. Or y'all moving.
And Akin, like you said, he said, I want to see you happy. And I can't give you that happiness. Okay, so go out there and find somebody who's willing to have a baby, and you can be with. I don't want to be a distraction from your life. You know what I'm saying? So he decided to step away so she can go out there and be happy. You know what I'm saying? So she can get what she wants in life, and what she wants is to have a baby. So kudos to old boy. And
like she said, I could be a baby mama with anybody, but honey,
you will be.
And no. But she said, I can't be a baby mama with somebody rich, honey. So
what?
Rich.
Oh.
That may be hard to find, honey.
Oh, yeah. I can't be well broke,
So anyway, so they went out there and they told the family, that they decide to, just move in two separate ways because, the baby thing is a big deal for them.
All them dudes in Atlanta, you can't find one successful brother you can date and have a baby.
You know how hard it is to date in Atlanta? Very hard from what I hear.
Oh, find a good man.
Yeah, if they playing or if they're not playboys or if they're gay, you already know the ratio to women and men in Atlanta. That's why she was dating somebody in Louisiana.
Well, she can come to Alabama, Birmingham. You can find some brothers to date that's successful.
All right. So you got
you-
any in your bag that you can give them?
you know, my circle's real small.
So anyway, yeah, that was pretty much it. Now the sister was tore up about it, honey. She was crying, honey. Like
Something with the sister, she wanted her brother Akin to be married for some reason. I don't know what it is, but she was like heartbroken that they didn't get married.
yeah, it seems like Akin, because Trace was like, "This a burden off of you." Akin was like, "Yes,
Yes.
Lord."
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got to pay no woman no more. I ain't got to entertain no woman no more. We got to talk about no babies.
Because to be honest with you, I think if he had got her pregnant, you know, she probably went her separate ways, man. He probably got married for a little bit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because, like you said, they live in different states. They're not used to being together 24/7. So they would got together, had the baby, and she probably, oh, this is too much. And, you know, you all under me, yada, yada, yada. You know, then all of a sudden they were separated, divorced, and she took him to court for 18 months. I mean, for 18 years, got child support.
Yeah.
He owned his own business, and he got money.
It really was for the best, you know, because as we read the caption afterwards, it seems as though, you know, he's not dating, he's focused on his business, and he's traveling. And it seems as though, you know, she waiting on the right one to come along. So.
Yeah, and that's what she should do. But my advice to her, which she might not even take, is to find somebody close to your age to have a baby by. Okay, you know, just older men. Unless you find your old sugar dad in the club, you know, he probably got 10 babies already. He might give you another one. And if he wear church shoes with white socks on, there you go. That's your
Social Security check, honey. All right. On that note, you guys, that's all we got. We did 2 videos in one. So we appreciate y'all for rocking with us and, you know, taking the time to watch the videos when they be super late because, you know, we did have to take some time for us. So, and don't forget to take time for yourself. No matter how busy you are in life, just take a break. Take a moment, whether it's a day, you know, walking in the park or you know, take a day trip somewhere. You know, make sure that you take that mental break. Like somebody said in our comments on our last video, we seem so refreshed, you know.
Yeah. Everybody needs a mental break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people mental breaks are different than others, but yeah, everybody needs one.
It's not always spending money as well, too, because you can take that mental break and whether it's just staying in your place with a good old movie and cutting your phone off.
Or read a book, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Have some like candles, reading a book, some soft music in the background, and just relax, man.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys, we appreciate the KOED family. You guys are absolutely the best. I really, truly, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the best. So,
From my heart, I think some of y'all alright.
He thinks the world to be out to. We will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you.
And always put God first.
Oopsies.
Hey! Always put God first.